I gotta say, I'm very excited for the Appalachian Service Project, and that this church could be so important in it that we could recognize all that it accomplishes. I'm thrilled that this church had decided 29 years ago to put their faith into action to serve others. Obviously, long before I got here, long before many of you got here, perhaps, the church said, let's do something to help others. And we continue it every year, and I'm so glad that I could be the pastor of a church that puts their faith into action like that. You know, Jesus was continually giving himself to others, continually serving their needs, helping those, especially the marginalized and the ignored, the underserved. Jesus was bold about declaring the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve. He said that was the whole mission. And even on the night in which he was betrayed, there's a picture in my office which was there when I got there. The night he was betrayed, he sat down, knelt down in front of his disciples to serve them and wash their feet. And as he got up, he said, go and do likewise. You know, he said, go, this is what you're supposed to do, serve others. And so it's great to see the church doing that, because this should be part of our Christian DNA. It's who we are as Christians, serving others. Sometimes people forget that. Sometimes people misunderstand or disconnect faith from other parts of their life. And the world, at least I think our society is good at trying to tell us we're supposed to do that. They try to tell us we're supposed to marginalize our faith. They put it in a box and only take it out on Sundays, or when you go to your prayer closet, you know, keep your faith private, they say. I don't think there is such a thing as private faith, because faith is part of who we are, and we have to be that all the time. That's my opinion, because our faith is it's more than simply what we choose to believe. Our faith is part of who we are. Our faith is more of who we choose to believe in and what we do because of it, because we believe in Jesus Christ. You see, our faith is not a matter of simple intellectual assent, not that we agree with something and so we have faith in it. Our faith is a matter of doing actions because of what we believe. When Jesus called the disciples, he didn't say, I want you to believe these things. He said, I want you to follow me. And as they followed him, they were doing things. They were learning things, but they were being active, because faith is more than an intellectual exercise. Faith is a way of living, a life of faith. That's why I like mission trips. I like service projects. I like all the activities that we do, outreach that this church does and other places do. It's an opportunity to remind us that our call to faith in Jesus is a call to action. It's a call to live a life of faith, to realize that faith can be tangible and visible and not just something we say or something we feel. James makes that point pretty clear in James 2, the scripture we read just a few minutes ago, Dave read. He rails against those who talk the talk but do not walk the walk. You've heard that saying before. He says, what good is it if you say you have faith but do nothing to help others? It sounds like a rhetorical question, and maybe it is. But so many people say, oh, I have faith, and you know, I'm a Christian, but you look at them and you're like, well, how would we know? How could anybody know? What does that faith do? How does that faith help? If our faith is in Jesus, if we're following Jesus, then we have to do something, because Jesus did some things. Jesus didn't do nothing. He did everything. Jesus saw our need, came down from heaven in the form of a man, taught us the way to go, showed us the way to go, is the way, the truth, and the life, and then went to the cross so that we could be saved from our sins. He didn't decide to just say, I really think that they could be better. He said, let me show them how to be better. He didn't just say, I think people could have salvation. He said, let me do something about their salvation. It was not a mental exercise. It was a physical reality. You see, Jesus knew, and sometimes we don't like to think about this, but he knew that our sins deserved death. That was part of the whole deal right from the beginning. If you sin, you shall die. That was the whole deal. And he said they deserve to die because of their sins, but Jesus said, I will do something about it. I'll take care of it. It wasn't just something he said, it's something he had to do. He understood the holiness and righteousness of God and knew that the only way to make things right was not to gloss over sin, not to ignore it, but to be held accountable. Humanity must be held accountable. And so Jesus, as fully human, became the accountable lamb for our sins. He became the payment for our sins when he went to the cross. And I share this because it was tangible, it was real, it was painful, and it was all for you. Sin is something that's important, and it has to be dealt with, and Jesus dealt with it. You might say, Pastor, what does this have to do with tangible faith in the mission project? Anybody say that? No? To me, it has everything to do with tangible faith, because our faith is not some fanciful idea in a mythological hero. It's belief in a real person who was really God, who did real things, who really lived, who really died on a real cross, who really resurrected from the grave. It's not just something we think about, it's something that happened. It was real and tangible and true. And he did all that, he suffered all that pain so that we could experience transformation, so that we could have changed lives. Because he knew who we were in our sin, and he said, I created them to be better, to have better. Let me do what I can so they can get better. Jesus went to the cross, not only believing in the Father and the salvation that he was securing, but get this, I contend that he went to the cross believing that if we would accept his gift and act accordingly, Jesus put his faith in us. That he did what only he could do in dying on the cross to save us, so that we could put our faith in action to do the rest of the work. You see, Jesus isn't here spreading the gospel by himself. He said, I will let them do that work. I'm not sure if I'm getting through today. He died to save humanity, believing that we would live to reach humanity. That's our purpose. In order to do so, our faith must be accompanied by actions. As James said, show me your faith by what you do, not by what you say. That's James' point. We cannot expect people to listen to our evangelistic pleas, to our sincere concern for their eternal life, which I do hope we have, if we don't show any concern for this life. How can we tell them that we want them to have an eternal life in heaven if we don't care about the physical life they have on earth? Like, you don't really care about me if you talk about heaven, but don't do anything to help me here. And that's James' point. If we really care about people, we've got to help them now and help them to get to heaven. We can't do just one or the other. We can't just help them now if we really care about them either. Because if we really care about people, just helping them now is not helping them for very long. This is short term. We've got to help them to receive eternity, so we have to spread the gospel. But if we're only concerned about heaven and we don't help them now, they'll never hear about heaven. If we see them hungry, naked, thirsty, and in need, and simply say, God bless you, and walk on by, that's what James says. God, I hope things go well for you. Just walk on by. He said, what is that? Do you think God is honored by that? Do you think Jesus would do that? I shared a couple of weeks ago, Bartimaeus, blind on the roadside, begging, yelling out, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Did he just walk on by? No, he stopped. He said, let me do something to help this man. Because that's the only way you could really get to what God wants us to have, eternal life, is if we help people in this life. James says, faith without works is dead. I contend it's dead because there's no life in it. Faith without works is empty. It's an empty shell. Remember that time, I'm going to tell this like you were there. Remember that time when Jesus spent all day preaching to a bunch of people? Must have been 5,000 men and their families, women and children. Remember that time? He was there all day preaching, and they were getting hungry. You can imagine. Out in the field. And as the day went on, the disciples said, hey, Jesus, you should probably let them go get something to eat. They're hungry. Remember what Jesus did? Jesus said to his disciples, to those that he was teaching, to those that he was leading, to those who said they would follow him, you give them something to eat. They'd be like, we ain't got nothing. What are we going to? You'll find something. And it was a young boy, we believe, had some fish, some bread. And he took a few loaves, a few fish, blessed it, asked God, and told his disciples to go give it to everybody. And in faith, they went out with the little they had and gave, and everybody was fed. So much so, it says, that they gathered up enough baskets so that each disciple could have their own basket even. That's not bad. You see, when you give what little you have, you'll find there's still plenty for you. And that's often the problem we have with giving. We think, well, I don't have any left for me. Give what you have, and God will make sure there's enough for you. Oh, man, that'll preach. I'm going to write that down. See, Jesus shared the good news, but he didn't neglect people's needs, because the good news without helping people is not good news at all. James goes further to say, show me your faith without works, and I will show you my faith by my deeds. That begs the question, what does faith look like without works? Without deeds? I'm not saying that people cannot have faith without deeds. Some people say, well, you know, I keep my faith private. And I understand people may be a little, well, maybe I don't understand. I know some people that say that I don't want to tell people what I believe because I don't want to create problems or drama, or I don't want to get fired. You know, those things are important. But to me, it's not just what we believe, it's who we are. And I don't know how you can keep that quiet. See, people can say they believe in anything, but we don't know what they believe unless we see what they do. One of my mentors, a pastor, passed away a few years ago, John Mitchell. I remember he said this in a sermon, and I thought, man, I got to write that down. He said, behavior follows belief. In other words, you do what you believe. If you don't believe it, you're not going to do it. And so if we believe that God really cares about people, we're going to see that, because we're going to see you act like God really cares about people. You're going to behave like God really cares about people, that God really loves them. Our behavior will reflect what we believe. And to me, that's what the ASP trip is all about. It's the opportunity for the church to reveal what they believe, to make their faith tangible to those in need. So when they go and share the gospel, we can say, Jesus loves you, and we love you too. What do you need? You need us to fix something? We'll fix it. Because Jesus loves you, and we love you. And you've heard the pictures, seen the pictures, you've heard the testimonies of some that were there, and there's undoubtedly more stories of those that went. Some in the front row who didn't share, but I know they have stories to tell. Calling them out a little bit, you know. Some of us could not go physically, but we went through praying, through supporting financially, through encouraging, through bags of popcorn and other ways. We show our faith, because our faith is in a living God who continues to do and act in amazing ways. And so we should have a living faith, doing and acting on God's behalf to show the world God's love is real. That not only God loves them, but we love them. Am I in the right place today? We don't just need to say we have faith, we need to show we have faith. We need to not just talk about it, we need to be about it, we need to do about it. One of the things that I got the opportunity to do this past week, and it's not Appalachian Service Project oriented, but it still is involved in the topic. I got to go with Donna to Wason Woods to talk about our Breakfast Club ministry. And I know you're all familiar with the Breakfast Club ministry. It is a tremendous ministry. And we were down there, we brought 60 bags of breakfast bags to give to the people in the community. We gave them all out, and we're still taking names. Because there's people that need help. And as we were talking with them, we were giving them out, we're telling them it's a ministry of Mount Zion and other churches and other people that want to help. We were offering them to see if they had a church they'd like to, if they had a church to go to. If they didn't, we welcome them there. And you know what I heard was that, well, do you have a bus? Because maybe if somebody picked us up, we could go, because we don't really have transportation. And I thought, do we have a bus? We might have to work on that. And then I asked Donna, she said, well, we can't come to Wason Woods yet because we don't have enough volunteers, but we're trying to get enough volunteers. If we get enough volunteers, then we can go and minister to this community as well. And I said, well, how many volunteers do you need? And she says, well, we need 4 people per day, or if somebody wants to do, a couple days, to be on site, to pack the bags, and 4 to go on site to give them out. I said, well, so you just need a couple each day? She said, well, 4 each day for each part. I said, well, you know what? I think maybe we could ask some people to give a couple hours. So I'm just trying to tell you, here's an opportunity for you right here in stuff we're already doing to show our community. Going to Appalachia, I always say it wrong. Appalachia is a good thing, and it's a great thing, and I'm proud of it. But there's people in our community in need that need to know we love them. And we can be a part of that. And I encourage us. I know you've been doing a great job, and I'm so proud to be a part of it. But maybe some of us have said, well, I don't know, can I do that? If you don't know, and you ask the question, then maybe you can. So, there may be other things we can do. I think there are. Lots of other things we can do. I talked last week about the call. And God may be calling you to do a special ministry, and that God hasn't told me about it because it's not my ministry, but it's yours. And if God tells you about a ministry you want to do, and you say, well, I don't know what the pastor would think about that, give me a call. Stop into my office. Because if God is calling you to do something to show love to this world, to this community, by all means, we need to do it. Because our faith is not just something we think, what we believe, it's something we do. So let's be about being people of faith. One of the best parts of this trip, in my understanding, is that we learned that our faith can make a difference. That's what one of the testimonies was, wanting people to have safe, clean, dry houses. That's a difference. That's a real tangible difference because of faith. So as we go to share the good news of salvation in Jesus, let's not forget to share the good news that Jesus came to love and to help. And as we go in Jesus' name, we go to do the same thing, to love and to help. Amen? Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Let's pray. Dear Lord Jesus, we thank you for all those that went. We thank you for those that supported. We thank you for all those that have gone in the past and maybe can't go now. For those that are considering going in the future. We thank you for the many ways that this church reaches out to show love, because we know that your love has changed us. And we want to help others receive that change, to find the promise of eternity, and to recognize all that you are is a God of love who truly desires the best. We pray that you would continue to motivate us, encourage us, and strengthen us each day to live and do the things you want us to do, to live our faith. We pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.